Hi everybody, thanks for joining me again this week for another video blog. So if you watched my video last week, and there's a link right here for you to watch if you missed it, I talk about the most important work we do in our lives, which is our inner work. And today I want to talk about the most important relationship that we have in our lives, which is a relationship with ourselves. And again, this can sound very selfish, right? But the bottom line is, a lot of people come to me because they searching for a change, for better ways to experience more joy, more health, more happiness, and more peace of mind. And it's usually related to changing something, changing their relationships with their spouse, or changing the relationships at work if they're a leader, or even the relationship with their co-workers. Change the way they feel when they look at themselves in the mirror. It's always a change that, it's external. And I always go back to the same conversation with all my clients. And in order to change the external experiences or the external world, we have to change our internal world, which has to do with our relationship with ourselves. It's by changing ourselves that we experience a shift and change in others, in our environment. So if you want somebody to change because they're not being loving enough towards you, they're not being compassionate enough, they're not being kind, you can't make anybody change, right? We all know that. So what do? You act exactly as the way you wanted that person to act. You present more compassion, more love, more kindness towards the person, towards the group of people, whoever you surround yourself with. And you start doing that, you start softening your heart and open your heart to all your experiences, and people start changing around you. You didn't change anybody, you simply changed yourself. So this has to do, again, right, with our mindset. So I've been having a lot of fun reviewing a lot of research, a lot of books in mindset, because I'm preparing a course here, a full day course in mindset training, because that's there that I'm finding all my clients get stuck. That's the area that I get stuck sometimes, because I want to create a change, I want to see a result, and sometimes I don't see the result fast enough. And when that happens and I catch myself in frustration, I have to go back and spend some time meditating, some time journaling, and figure out what is about my own mindset, my beliefs, that is slowing down that process of changing and therefore creating results, right? So that's why we talk about mindset here. So if we talk about the most important relationship, which is with yourself, I even put a little heart here because this has everything to do with self-love. So I always talk about self-love. How many people are also not taking good care of themselves because they're not loving themselves, they're not honoring their bodies, they're not honoring their needs, their desires, right? So the process of self-love, and I call it process because you can't just wake up and say, okay, from this moment on, I'm going to love myself. It's a good start, but self-love is really a process of taking actions every single day that honor your body, that honor your needs, take good care of yourself, like simply taking a bath at the end of the day to treat yourself, treat your body, right? So you do that long enough, and all of a sudden you have this tremendous sense of care and love for yourself. So it is a process, right? So when you change your mindset, why we want to change your mindset? Because I want you to meet the best of yourself, become your own love. As cliche as it sounds, we know that until we truly find that love inside ourselves, that all the love we need, it's here. And once we share the love with others, we can actually create deep relationships, deep friendships, and deep romantic relationships as well. You need to become your own love, because if you don't, that's when things show up, especially in relationships with partners. That's the part that's going to show up in symptoms like frustration, fights, arguments, just that lack of flow in a relationship. It always goes back to how much we're loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves and our own needs. So we don't resent, and we don't get angry, and we don't create conflicts in our partnerships, right? But we're not here to talk about romance right now. let's talk about 3 strategies that you can use to evaluate your mindset to see what areas you can improve and start shifting your beliefs so you can see better results, faster results on your life, and therefore, your outside world starts to change simply because you change your beliefs. So strategy number 1 that I put here is name your stress. What is the most stressful thing that's going on in your life right now? I'm talking about that negative stress, that stress that is affecting your well-being, your peace of mind, that's causing you, poor sleep, and is affecting relationships, everything. What is that stress? Name it, understand it. Like I always said, face your stress like a warrior. Don't deny it, don't hide from it, don't avoid it, because it will become much bigger, right? So name your top stress. Then number 2, that situation, that stress, those stressful circumstances in your life, how can you change your experience during that stressful? For example, I want to illustrate a little bit. If you have a job right now that you don't like it, and I hope if you're unhappy at your job, at your work, you is starting to get very curious and exploring what can you do to find a work that is in more alignment with you. But we know it's a process. A lot of us, when I up this business, I couldn't simply quit my job. There's a process of transition that takes until we step into a better career or better job opportunity. So in that process, if you're very happy with your job, you can make a choice to bring joy into your days every single day, regardless what the circumstances are outside. Because you have to make a choice. You either quit that job or you stay and you bring joy so you can have a rich life even when things are not ideal for you. That's being a true warrior, right? You bring the joy, you bring the good attitude every single day. So that's what I mean by change your experience, because only you can change. You can't change others around you. You can't make the environment match your needs, but you can change your experience and you'll be much happier. Number 3, identify 1 to 2 beliefs that are affecting your life. 1 or 2 beliefs that are not serving you anymore. And this is what I like to use the word courage. It takes tremendous courage to self-evaluate ourselves and be vulnerable to yourself and identify, wow, this belief is not serving me. I believe in this for so many years, but it's not serving me anymore. And I'm ready to replace that old belief for something new or something that doesn't feel true to you anymore. And it's time to incorporate a new truth. What is that? That could be something related to your nutrition. Let's say you used to be a vegetarian and you have so much conviction about being vegetarian. Now you find that it's not serving you anymore. So you're going to start eating meat. So are you ready to be vulnerable and admit, wow, I'm ready to shift my beliefs around food? Or you have a belief about somebody, you've been judgmental about somebody, and they're all just stories in your head. They're not based on facts. So are you ready to change that belief? So that's what I mean by evaluate your own beliefs. Have the courage to self-evaluate yourself. This is where journaling can be a key component of your change or transformation to be happier, more successful, healthier, have better relationships in your life. So I hope this video blog helped you. This is just a fragment of what my mindset coaching course will be, because it's going to be over 6 hours where I'm going to be lecturing about different components of mindset and how we create deep and authentic change in our life. And also it'll be a course with hands-on. Everybody who comes to my course is going to leave here with full knowledge of their limiting beliefs, full knowledge of what they need to do next in order to create results that they want, and they're going to leave with a kind of a roadmap of what the strategies need to be so they can achieve their goals. So practice my 3 strategies. Name your stress. How can you change your experience around that stressful situation? And name 1 or 2 beliefs that might not serving you in this situation that can help your experience to become better. So thank you so much. If you have any question about anything that I talked about today, don't hesitate, leave a comment on my YouTube page or send me a personal note. I would love to hear from you and be a support on your journey towards happiness, health, and success. Thank you so much. Have a great week.